Vitality, 7 HP LoWkii is holding on to the backside. There's a recon dart available, and they don't really know where these G2 players are playing from. It's a wide open site, and Mixwell and AvovA are finding a lot of success. It's a clear up, and Mixwell, well, it might be a bit odd to see him on the killjoy, but the impact of the player is still there, 1-0.
It was the way they turned the tables on that round. That 4v3, they know that they needed to wait for that Viper wall, as I was saying, to come up so they could take freely the positions that they wanted. Also waiting to see if G2 would make the first step.
Gonna put down the MVP of the last round out of the server for now, but there's still 4 members of G2 trying to swoop around this site. It's a long burden in progress. Vitality are holding on, a lot of pressure coming in, and bramz is there with a bit of a counter-attack coming in. Koldamenta flashed, stunned. It's nice to see the breach back in play. But Keloqz with the Marshall, that's a 2k for him. He's under a lot of pressure to find a little bit more, and time isn't going to necessarily be on his side.
Yeah, and bramz with his position in here, the paranoia coming in, trying to help his teammates, but he's not gonna find anyone. The recon, although, is gonna do that work for him. And the flash is coming in. Oh, Nukkye is just Nukkye. Oh my god.
Oh, Nukkye, he's still been able to survive at this point. I don't think he's gonna get more than that. ceNder's there to hold on. It's an onslaught of utility, but Koldamenta's continuing to push. The recon dart is even necessary as ceNder gets the third. Does it get the fourth? Mixwell's going to win that fight, but a great round for ceNder. Honestly, one of my favorite players to watch in Europe, bar none. But mostly because this is going to be an A hit. vakk has managed to slip in. AvovA wasn't expected, but he's still alive, at least for now. The big duel for him to win, but bramz has broken in and broken onto those G2 players playing on the A site. The spike's going down, and that was a beautiful bait and rotate.
Yeah, they tried. Nukkye thought it was more enough. Well, you gotta leave.
Vitality doing their best to stay. bramz trying to open up the sight lines, take on some of these duels, but that lockdown has created everything that G2 need, but bramz isn't going down that easily. Keloqz now with a blade storm, trying to play in close, and he clutches it out. That's the second round for G2, a 2-all scoreline. A great play mid-round for Vitality, but the retake even better for G2.
Yeah. Let's see if Nukkye didn't spot anyone.
Oh, the knife out, Mixwell. He wasn't expecting that, and there's been a couple of times where Vitality have really caught this G2 team sleeping, but every time it seems to be Nukkye or AvovA being able to bail out this team. The ex-Heretics members have been worth their weight in gold. I'm pretty sure Carlos would have thrown the checkbook at Heretics to get them, and even this early on, it's worthwhile. But here's vakk coming in. First player to ever get Radiant.
It's only been a couple rounds, but still. It's important to get this defense. As I said yesterday against No Poaching, they were pretty strong on this breeze defense. So I expected to see the same here.
That's where Koldamenta is slivering his way through, but bramz has at least checked it, but is not really paying much attention, but he still wins the duel with the better gun with the band.
Yeah, and they gotta think of using that operator that they save, but they're not gonna be that lucky. Nukkye gets one, but it's probably not gonna be enough. Look at Mixwell position in here. JESMUND LoWkii, and again Keloqz has to save this operator. Nicely played, always keeping guard up from Vitality. Let's see if they can chase and destroy Keloqz. They need to steal the operator. Nice. What?
I really find it odd that you see the Viper's pit being used and then they're pushing somewhere else. Clearly you're just opening up the door a little. I like that from Mixwell at least. It catches bramz by surprise. If ceNder's going to have a peek, he's going to flash it. It's smart stuff. There's all of that utility following. Mixwell, it really is coming thundering down. And Mixwell still finds a way to win the duel, but there's just not enough time. And vakk with this operator really didn't have to do all that much. He held on to the sort of main area of mid doors, and 2 players ran out and peeked him and died. That was his round, and it set up Vitality for number 5. Is looking as good as it has been up until now. They're certainly on that list. This Vitality team is going to be a problem. Koldamenta's found a nice sort of connection in. ceNder quickly trades. It was necessary. Koldamenta could have ran away with a few more. He's one away from having a lockdown, but it might be better to save it for another round. Certainly if it's a little bit more closer than this, but at least he could try and pull this economy. Yeah, I think he did. His economy might be fine, but if he could do some more damage to Vitalities, that'll be key, because that's a... He's trying to get out of the way of LoWkii's recon dart, and LoWkii's just seeing this Reyna look all over the place, trying to work out where that pulse is coming from. And vakk, not with the operator, but with the Blade Storm, catches on to the IGL of G2. JESMUND's there to follow up. It is just Vitality holding angles and waiting G2 to push them. It's a straightforward way. They're not going to correct anything. They don't need to. But G2 constantly just having a peek, seeing what they can find. Nukkye at least finds a kill, but might not be expecting players to be close to him. That's a great second follow-up, and now he's trying to get onto ceNder. He is flashed, but doesn't expect LoWkii to be playing up that close. Koldamenta can't have similar success with a multi-kill. That is round number 8 coming in for Vitality. 2 more, or 4 more even, of this half. 2 more. I'm done. AvovA is on the map. He is on the site.
Ooh.
The recon dart isn't going to find him as he manages to slip through. Can catch vakk, who's all on his lonesome. All of this clouding utility makes it difficult for Vitality to get the kills, but bramz has made his way in. That's a nice triple kill. Knows exactly where the rain is going to be playing from, and a Hunter's Fury for Koldamenta is going to catch onto one player. It's going to see what else it can grab, but it can't confirm a kill. And it's calm and collected for him. Very well done. Off the back of bramz cleaning up house of G2. There was just one player left, and it's defusing the spike. He can try and dismiss and go invisible. He can clear himself out of dangerous position, but the Hunter's Fury doesn't kill him. He catches onto ceNder. And bramz, a bit of a late sort of flank coming in from mid-doors. Nukkye's there to prepare. Keloqz is there to help. And one of the few times it's only really worked out for G2. I say that, though. JESMUND, a 1 versus 2. Doesn't have the spike on the ground, but that toxic screen can at least give him a bit of subtlety to pick it up. There's 30 seconds, not really enough time to head over to B. It's out in the open, and that's a nice little flick for AvovA with the
Spectre.
The SMG, yeah. 4th round for G2 to take, it feels. Now it's their turn to attack. They could bully the map a little bit more, and I hope that Vitality have a good idea on how they want to deal with it. JESMUND was watching. Double P comes in to at least trade out the teammate as quick as they can, but this is a lot of information that G2 can use.
Yeah, and I think they still have that recon. Here, Koldamenta stun Keloqz. Finds bramz. Gotta go for the defuse.
These post-bomb positions are nice. The crossfires for G2 are comfortable, and whilst they are dropping one by one, it is just going to be AvovA left alive.
From CT. Also the drone to gather that information. Oh, you're gonna get more than one.
They're on the site. bramz is a lot closer than clearly Keloqz was expecting. Look, he's been bailing out his team now and again, though. He's been great just playing off the action a little, finding some off angles that Vitality can't keep a track of. There's far too many in the big map of Breeze. I really like, yet again, these post-bomb positions for G2. It's vast and open, and just is up against pistols. Does it nicely. The ceNder's there. Recon dart. He's not really going to go for these fights, but the fights might come to him. Mixwell trying to get out to safety, and
He's gonna go for him? Does he expect him?
not on that corner. Doesn't matter too much for G2. It's their 4th round of the half. They've made the honors even. The majority of Vitality last time tried to save their guns. This time it's just this fast punching G2 has to slow down just a little bit. A lot of utility coming in to clear these marshals, but ceNder's just adding more and more to them.
And it's a flawless
round.
victory. They're gonna get all those 5 vandals that you were talking. Yeah, and with the spike planted, they need to think about this retake in a 4v5, well, 3v5 situation. Never mind, JESMUND has another opinion. Keloqz was doing much better in these attack than in defense. Nukkye also finds a bow with the shock dart. Steal. 3v2 on the situation. Clock's ticking.
He's making it close at least. Just had to take Keloqz out the picture, hoping to catch a player that was trying to peek off of him.
At least that's what we think. Also, Viper Spit used on A main. Oh no, bramz. Oh no.
He overstepped the mark a little bit. Again, it feels that when these Viper's pick goes up on the defense, you want to be hunkering down. vakk is that idea. Albeit he's playing very far up on elbow.
Down B.
He's going to absolutely destroy them with the operator is vakk. Now Mixwell, they know where he is. The recon dart is going to pulse to just nail it down. And whilst one of the 2 operators that we saw at Vitality went down But you also a big credit to ceNder's Rolling Thunder. That's not an average Jonas lineup. I know he's watching Party in this, and he's probably thinking, "What the hell was that?" bramz now. Oh, he's gonna get shut down for the Hunter's Fury. The Recon Dart doesn't quite connect, but the ultimate does. Vakk. Oh, he's more in the midst of his own. LoWkii was shooting through his teammate, and it just threw Vakk off enough that one of the members of G2 could just peek out and kill him. Now we're seeing this Viper's Pit in from Mixwell. ceNder could be a hero here, top fragging for his team, and has a flash still, but this is an awkward one to break through, and G2, look at them, they're starting to sneak their way through.
It's not only the Viper's Pit, they also have the Viper Wall. Oh, JESMUND takes Koldamenta out. Gets spotted though.
Now AvovA is nowhere near the site. It's not the Viper's Pit from Mixwell, but is that gonna be enough to defuse? No, not quite. He got halfway, so maybe another member can take it over. The defuse is gonna come in even before the snake bite hits. AvovA wasn't quite the hero in the last round. Kind of slipped through his fingers a little bit, but he starts off with first blood. ceNder has been trading it out. Still a cheeky operator over in mid door that could catch up G2 if they try and pick this a little wide. Keloqz clearly looking for duels from any angle that he can take them. The back of this Aldrin for LoWkii, they're going to scout out exactly where these G2 players are playing from. You can tell on this site with the pyramids, not all that much room to hide behind, and ceNder, it's a nice fault line to try and uproot where Keloqz is playing from. He's going to finish it off himself, and Mixwell actually with the lockdown playing in close. Position has been given up by the Recon Dart, but the defuse is going to be stuck. Oh, the nanoswarm actually stops it in time. Mixwell might be able to clutch it out, and bramz, whilst he gets the kill, he's going to get detained. That is an incredibly smart lockdown. I don't think he is. Unfortunately, no.
Oh my god. Here is vakk, taking Nukkye. One of the duelists is off. Let's see what Keloqz can do from inside this point.
Oh, this utility raining down to try and take the jet out, but it's not even them that makes the damage known to G2. It's a flawless one. Nukkye with a sheriff has also been one of the things that you can't really ignore. ceNder held down from multiple pistols from multiple angles. He eventually is taken down, but he takes the 3K. Now up to AvovA on this Vandal, on this Viper.
He also thinks that they expect him to be probably on the other side of the wall. See what we can do. Oh, he left it. He left the operator.
He's going back. I don't think Vitality are going to expect him to be up this close, but he wasn't going to expect vakk to instantly play off of it. Vitality taking the first map of this best of 3.
Yeah, definitely. And the attack, it's coming in. Pretty strong. ceNder is trying to retain this, but Mixwell ends with his life. The fact that he's trying to find Keloqz. But still, it's a 4v2. The spike that's going to be planted right now. And we need to retake this on a 4v2.
Shog dart from LoWkii trying to catch onto a player, but they've long left where the spike was dropped. Mixwell with a triple kill brings up...
never mind. Help comes in by Nukkye. Ends with ceNder. The attack on B side's too explosive for them. They're really low. Only vakk's alive. Spike is running towards B right now.
Vitality more than happy to give up the space because they're just fine in duels. Keloqz runs into the sightline of bramz. There is a little bit of a pinch coming in from ceNder, but it's a patient one. The Guardian does catch on to Mixwell. Now AvovA holding on, trying to spray in close with the SMGs. But it was good play from Vitality, knowing that it was going to be those close quarters guns, those SMGs. They fought at distance because of it.
Pretty aggressive and slow from Vitality. They decided to take out that mid, but that was not enough. Great cleanup.
Just in that moment where Vitality's comms are going to fire up. Make the best of a bad situation, and because he's on his own, he's still able to hold on. The shot dart, however, Keloqz fighting from belt. Yet again, the Aldrin is going to try and clear up where these Vitality players are playing from. Considering this slow, vakk is in a very precarious position. Bladestorm's forced out, and luckily ceNder's there to actually protect the teammate.
On bramz here, you can think of it. Still have 35 seconds. He can do it.
So he's got plenty of time to get the spike planted as well. Where he goes next is going to be super important. Like the fact he still has the wall, but he's now going to be open up for LoWkii to get the kill, and the res was an important part of the master plan, but unfortunately it goes to waste. Quite surprised that they weren't really expecting a player to come in from Snowman, to be honest. I mean, that's where they're going to rotate through.
They managed with this lockdown to push them away from A side. have 35 seconds briefly to get on site. Nukkye finds LoWkii with the tables again. 4v4. ceNder is playing amazingly today.
Oh, and is lonesome as well. Thin ice, if he screws up, it gives a lot of space to G2, but he's not really done that throughout this series at all yet. In fact, it's his to clutch up now. AvovA is going to be able to plant the spike, and you're right, the Resurrect is available, and it's why ceNder looks like he's scarpering. Trying to find the right pixels, and they are the correct ones.
They have to, though.
Shock darts. It's a flimsy attempt. But
there's gonna be a train wreck here on B side. Are they expecting all those players? Are still in this Chico. Keloqz finds 2. Nukkye finds ceNder. Koldamenta here. Oh, this is gonna be a pretty fast one. Koldamenta is only with the Spectre. Didn't have enough money. Close enough.
I don't know how necessary that was, because that was a Viper's pit placed in that position, and now the economy of ultimates for G2 is just starting to stretch itself out. Now it's suddenly a 4 versus 1. Only a short second ago it was a 3 versus 2, or 3 versus 3, and doable for Vitality. It's forced out at least a little bit more for G2. Not quite as flawless as the last round, but only losing Keloqz.
Waiting for him to make the first move. Koldamenta shoulder peek in. Using his lineups as well. It's not gonna get touched for that Venom just yet. And I think he heard you. With the 7 rounds that G2 has gotten in attack, they were probably expecting those, but come on, it's your pick. You know you're in a 1-0 situation. You really want this map to be yours.
Oh, ceNder is holding on still. That's 2 for him. AvovA gonna try and protect out 3 members of G2 as the spike is going down. Mixwell going to try and push and face and might get more than what he was expecting. bramz is just head-on facing. AvovA's position given up from LoWkii. And the A hit, again, not going great for G2. Koldamenta peeks out into multiple people. A nice timed double peek from Vitality. And a well-deserved 3rd round.
As you were saying, A was not going to be easy for them. And also with that big investment that was vakk's operator, they really needed to get this round. They only have 2 left from the...
Lockdown actually used more to create space than to shut down a retake for G2. Or a post plan even. And they're again finding a lot, and AvovA finds himself in this duel alone. Takes out one for JESMUND, and bramz isn't afraid to get in and get stuck in deep.
To help his friend vakk, but he couldn't, as the pressure from G2 was too strong, especially with that Venom from Viper. And Plan's gonna be here anytime soon. Not AvovA.
JESMUND gets a kill from beyond the grave. 2 members of Vitality, both coming in from the same position into orange, and LoWkii having the battle drone is going to try and quickly see if there's anything nearby. It's destroyed early. Mixwell catches bramz as he goes in for another fast peek. Goes in to clear up for the 3rd. And celebrity people of that kind, not just well-known Spanish footballers, although there are some absolute gems in there. A good amount of young talent coming through, very similar to this G2 team, and ceNder's done enough to hold on. Pistol round is going to them. It was a long attempt, and whilst Keloqz is the last alive, it's not going to be his team taking the round. He's going to die just to... He saw him, he saw Mixwell, but
he was
clearly
there.
Didn't.
That crouching black thing, it was a Viper. Oh yeah, and they stacked on B here once they start feeling that they were gonna attack on there. But the spike has been planted on A, and with this pistols, with this classics, they need to find out how they're gonna do this back here with the position. He's gonna give up. He's gonna group up with his team. He trusts the close quarter, but he doesn't know how many of them are coming.
Vakk coming in on the right-hand side, but Keloqz was on the left. G2 have brought the numbers down, but it's been a lot of fights away from the site itself, and Keloqz throwing himself into the pit as it will go down, but JESMUND catches the kill. I was a little worried that Mixwell might just turn around and get the kill in. We've seen that a couple of times. Soulcast doesn't need reminding of that, but ceNder is
now.
Considering to be a threat in mid. bramz is now pushing through. ceNder does go down, but bramz is able to at least open a door into this B site. The spike Still might be a bit of a while before it's planted.
With the Vandal, he probably is thinking of saving it. He doesn't have enough info. He has no info at all. Or how he can manage it. He does have the recon, but... Yeah, they thought there's no Hunter's Fury, so let's use the lockdown. They just didn't know that Koldamenta has been in a lobby, probably just preparing that on a custom game for days.
Okay.
And he also finds 2. The spike goes on the floor. Koldamenta taking this round for G2, definitely what they needed. Still not over.
There's a gap using their own wall to try and get in onto this corner. At least in this spot, vakk can protect Koldamenta. Is playing in close, breaking the wall as soon as that noise is given. He's already got a multi-kill. He's not going to quite be able to ace it out, but Nukkye and AvovA, like...
It's going to be pretty hard for them, but also with the Viper's Pit. Oh, Mixwell find JESMUND, there's no more.
Oh, and there's the follow-up too. Hunter's Fury now is coming all the way in. Actually, from distance, is going to get onto vakk, but he's just hopping up to the high ground. Luckily, it's an angle that Keloqz can clear close up. He's continuing on the trend. There's the triple kill, and now it's all up for bramz. He tries to take the fight onto Koldamenta, but isn't going to hit it. Doesn't know whether to peek high or low. The peek's low, gets Keloqz and gets Koldamenta. That's a hell of a clutch for the Killjoy. And it's that reticle, I tell you. It's a man possessed as he's found himself an opening, and I don't think this is going to be a position that Koldamenta is likely to expect. Now, time for Vitality is starting to become more of an issue, and now as G2 are starting to clear up the players, it's bramz again that slides on in. Another 2k for him.
The drone is going to come chasing him. It's not going to find him, though. Just go back in. Pretty risky going back in if he wants to keep it up.
Vitality players are going to get easier and easier to spray down. He finds the timing. He retakes back the space. It's only vakk that's able to stop it. And suddenly vakk has found himself a nice bit of opening. There is a Blade Storm still in play for Keloqz. He's jumping onto the high ground and he's taking the attention perfectly for Nukkye.
AvovA taking an aggressive position here with Nukkye on mid. It's going to be enough, though. Of course it is for Nukkye.
AvovA's there to follow up as well. Xavi and Iniesta of Valorant playing side by side again. Suddenly bramz has found himself in it. If he can clutch this 1v4, it would be a fine collection. This turret spots something. bramz can play off of it, but look at the spike.
That he does with this crosshair. Oh god.
Oh, it's continuing one by one. Nukkye, it had to be him to sort of shut it down. But he's better to just play it safe. The Empress is actually diminished. It was used up from Nukkye, and now it's come down. Now ceNder is trying to close in and stop these defuses. They're happy to run through hell and high water to avoid it from happening. Vitality now finding the fights. They played it incredibly patiently, and
they're waiting for the next wall to go plant. Still 20 seconds and take care, because Koldamenta with this Odin can do a lot of damage. They may lose this out of time.
Oh yeah, the time is still good.
Oh my god.
That Koldamenta Odin could come in to absolutely ruin Vitality, and it does. Oh, what a dramatic way to lose it for G2 to go on match point. Up on the high ground. Yeah, you're right. It's back to a 5 versus 5. There's no reason to hold on to these ultimates for Vitality. Because of that advantage, I suppose, for G2, they stepped back a little bit. Provided Vitality room, and with that Viper's Pit, it's going to be a real issue to get through all of this. But Nukkye finds a way to re-kill LoWkii.
Yeah, he finds the kill. They need to break the wall, and they need to counter this post plan. Mixwell also finds vakk. It's a 3 situation, 3v3. Oh god, it's impossible to imagine what's happening here.
bramz is... Oh, it's all really coming down to post-plant utility, potentially. At least playing far away. The wall is being broken. Keloqz wanted to try and find who's left, but ceNder is going to try and spray through. Keloqz trying to hold his nerve, but the 4K for ceNder is there.
On Breeze, but this map, it's so close. Like the attack from both teams. ceNder with the aggression here. Koldamenta finishes off with his live. LoWkii with the refrag. Kind of late, but he's also going to use the drone. Kind of risky that, but looks like it's going to work. vakk does here.
Oh, this is balls of steel, but Keloqz does check it. So maybe thinking this doesn't seem quite right, and just checks in the right spot overall. A Sage Wall is needed, one of the key components that was missing when Vitality went for that hit, and the Odin shot it down. The Snakebite, it's a nice lineup, but just the wrong side of the wall. AvovA is still holding close. Now, Does JESMUND know that the Sage is still going to be there? Well, he's going to try and break this wall. Not quite done it just yet, and AvovA is playing very close. I don't know if Vitality are going to expect this, and there's only 2 players left. Yeah, they're not holding that angle. G2 on match point. Vitality get that information. ceNder's going to continue to push. I don't think AvovA would maybe expect to see a Sage this close up. They're going to continue to push. This is a bit messy from ceNder.
He's gonna go for this. Oh no, he doesn't. They're too far. Sorry.
There's Nukkye. He could clutch it out. He's gonna peek around this angle, but JESMUND's watching it, and we go for a second round of overtime. And going in for this retake on B.
And just like Vitality needed to win that round to take it to overtime and played it simple and played it classic, this is what G2 is doing right now, playing a classic post plan.
JESMUND going for the peak. That's nice. It's even better, and it's shocked that from Koldamenta from all that way. That's actually the one that makes sure that no more kills can happen from him. Now Vitality going in for the defuse, but Koldamenta, the shock dart, and then finally the 2 kills finishing on to vakk. Mixwell, he doesn't want to get caught out here, and hopefully G2 are giving this a lot of space. It's just Koldamenta just like a woodpecker just chipping away, and that's a very key kill from Mixwell.
Nice. He also uses that Venom to try and postpone the plan, but it's not gonna be possible. Still is a 5v4 situation. The retake is gonna start anytime soon. They're starting to take that control over the site. Good for them.
Remembers of Vitality. Now bring the honors even. Just dwindling bit by bit. ceNder just caught with utility in hand. That is so unlike him, and now LoWkii has to clutch it out. Otherwise, we're going to Ascent. Snakebite is going to create a bit of space, and Mixwell knows exactly where he is. That's key. Finding these kills. Now up to Mixwell, but he peeks it just before he's shown up from the recon dart. I don't know if there's enough time. It's going to be incredibly close. 0.3 seconds. We're going to a...
Keloqz keeping that mid part clear for him through pizza, because he's going to go back, and the rotation from Vitality are going to come in.
Now they're breaking through. bramz is holding on, and he's continuing on. It's a 4K already.
With that
Maybe he can add another 4K to it. Yeah, it's just Koldamenta. He hasn't bought up much, but there's maybe a couple of guns on the ground that he could potentially pick up. There's no time to go anywhere else, and catches bramz actually taking a peek and looking.
Koldamenta and AvovA getting the kills. Open and JESMUND just with this judge needs to defend B side. Also with bramz on the back side. It's not gonna be... Oof.
Checking all of these corners. You can never be too careful, knowing that Vitality are pretty desperate on money. What kind of guns they'll be having in their lineup. The Keloqz, yet again, is breaking on through, finding openings. And just constantly being a noisy player for Vitality to deal with. And the rest of G2, more than happy to play off of that. As AvovA goes in and Nukkye, they peek off of the initial noise that the jet makes. Smart of G2 to be able to deal with it, though.
Yeah.
Clearly they know that it's a habit that maybe Vitality have.
Nukkye here. It's a privileged position for him. And JESMUND's not going to expect him. He's one away from res as well.
Yeah, Keloqz, who gets caught with burst in hand, and vakk is doing a pretty good job of holding on before AvovA takes him down. 1 versus 2 now. bramz picks up the 3K, and 3 rounds for Vitality.
Yeah, and those flashes, the G2 are not going to be counting all of this by... Well, yeah, and it looks like it's going to be able to take care because JESMUND and bramz are here. 2 great players, and all the Killjoy setup is ready to defend this A side. The execute is coming in at any point.
bramz is ready. A great start for him, but JESMUND's the one that's really starting to shut the door on G2. Is it all to do with himself?
It's what you get with Keloqz, you know, the electricity of he's young, but he's a great player. Like, it's not gonna be able to move around from here with that cipher cable, maybe trying to do some damage. AvovA, on the other hand, is not gonna allow him to. Not even gonna save that. Yeah, the spike's gonna go down, planted right now by Mixwell. Nukkye's gonna be playing from B, man, and bramz shoot no and clear. Oh god. You know, it was a 50-50.
disaster. Yeah, it's an angle that really should have been cleared. Nukkye still continuing to be a threat here. Now 1 versus 1. JESMUND up against Koldamenta. Koldamenta's been able to clutch out a few of these, and that's another one to the tally.
He cannot follow up, and Mixwell here in this position in tree. He's gonna be pretty determined for the team. Keloqz finds bramz even from his feet. This is too easy of a round for G2 right now.
He's been playing much better on Ascent than he has done in the last couple of maps.
One enemy remaining.
He has been the true entry that you want. He could be ending this round with a multi-kill, but LoWkii's there to stop him from getting more than 3.
Oh, I thought he was gonna get the kill with that shock. That would have been amazing.
Look how many players from G2 are waiting though.
Yeah,
there's
that's
so
too much
many
info for
looking
them.
for these fights, and now they're going to start to find the ones that are necessary. Keloqz gets 1. ceNder down to 26 HP. It's the last player in mid. He has the spike. That's the spike down. Koldamenta following through. I think just taking pot shots with the wall bang.
Push onto CT is a coin toss. Koldamenta here finding JESMUND, and AvovA's gonna finish LoWkii. As I was telling you, an odd bonus. See Nukkye here with the Spectre though. Use this wall. Oh, Koldamenta. Oh, classic is always a classic, you know. See what's going on in the middle there. Keloqz is found 3 already, and it was gonna be fast, maybe not that fast. Save that areas for me. No, better the Spectre. 30 seconds to start the attack, and they're gonna run, literally run onto A. But I don't know if they expect AvovA to be this close, and with the Spectre, you gave him everything that he wanted. 13 seconds, he gets 2, Keloqz find the 3rd, and this is almost impossible for JESMUND.
VakK just trying to make a run for it, and JESMUND's nowhere near the action.
Every single round, I don't think it's really working for them. Keloqz gets a kill in ceNder with this push and gets a spike down. LoWkii's gonna have to walk back, but yeah, Keloqz is gonna be waiting, isn't he?
His first kill stats must be pretty strong. The amount of triple kills he's been able to get as well have been impressive. Wasn't a round that you really had vitality there to take. Welcome to VCT, Keloqz.
Welcome. We hope that you like it, and we hope that you want to stay, because definitely we want players like you to be here. We were saying the flag with the operator. It can be good, it can be bad. He has the Stormblade, you know, he can work it out. He doesn't need it. It's just... That was unlucky. That was really unlucky.
And again, one of these paranoias is making things tough for Vitality, who are playing this very close and having the deep hold. Keloqz somehow is still alive. He was just there as bait. The rest of his team could clean up around him. He was just dancing in the air like an idiot, but it worked out. It kept the attention of Vitality.
You have a KD. Oh, LoWkii here. They have the same opinion on that one.
Needs to be the villain. He needs to keep Vitality in this and does so. Gonna peek out and find a fight against AvovA. It's not necessary to push on any further than that. So much for Vitality to make work here. They have a player advantage. They need to set up these plays now. bramz just caught in the middle of 2 G2 players. And as Vitality are trying to find information, they're finding fights, and at least they win this one. ceNder's opened up this B site, but Mixwell is right there, right in front, and VakK is trying to close him down.
Yeah, they need also to use that res, but they're not gonna be able to use it on anyone, because look what they die. bramz dying in that position in short A is really unlucky, but LoWkii wants to finish this. He was the villain at the beginning of the round, and he's going to be the villain.
Holding in through the remnants of the barrier orb that he put up. It brings AvovA back in. The numbers advantage keenly in favor now for G2. And they're still holding on to these positions. It's really this neutral fight. Keloqz, again, going in for this 3rd peak, seeing if he can find an opening, see if he can find Vitality. As they're slowly breaking away and getting these kills, Mixwell just jumps out. Vitality is still able to hold on here. Nukkye, again, closing it up. And VakK rushing onto site now, needs to make it through. That's onto Keloqz. The defuse is being attempted, but Nukkye holds his nerve. He's able to clear it. And G2, 13-8, 2-1 fashion against Vitality. They'll be playing